was really happy we had the bye week, and I think we got a lot of good work done out of that. And so we're looking forward to getting our focus and getting moving on to the next phase of things. And we got Washington State this week, and we're excited to get that thing rolling.
Who found faith for Oregon football in Corvallis, heading into a weekend with a meeting against the Cougars for a Pac-12 date at Reser Stadium. Could the Beavers find a way to pick up their second straight win of the season, or would we go back to the same old, same old? Find out right now.
Now, this is college football game night.
Well, the ghosts and ghouls are fast asleep. No more tricks, no more treats. Just good old college football. Welcome back into the college football game night. I'm Brett Taylor. The holiday season is officially upon us, and so is the home stretch of the regular season. And good tidings may just be on the horizon for Oregon State football. With a win finally in their back pocket, the Beavers hope to keep the good vibes rolling with a Pac-12 date against Washington State Saturday night. Let's head on over to Reser Stadium. No more delays. A circus ending just a season ago that led to a Beaver win. But what would be in store this time around? First quarter, the Beaver Magic already at work. Jaheim Patterson back in coverage deep, hauls in the errant throw by Zaev Eckhouse. Bring out the chainsaw. That's a Beaver pick. Can't get any points. So it's up to the Beaver defense to keep the pressure, and look at them go. Down goes Eckhouse. And that's the sack by Aiden Sullivan. The Cougars drive stalls. Next defensive stand for the Beavers. Shamar, Mikal, full steam ahead. Eckhouse is down again. 4 sacks for the Beavers in the first half. They had only 8 total heading into this game. The defense is feasting, and so is Jaheim Patterson. Rev up the chainsaw. His second pick of the night puts the Beavers in excellent field position, and they finally cash in on the 35-yard field goal. But Washington State gets the last laugh to end the half on this Kirby Voorhees touchdown. So Washington State heads into the locker room up by 4 after 2 quarters of action. The big storylines in this game for the Beavers, 2 polar opposites. The incredible resurgence of the Beaver defense. 4 sacks in the first half, only 8 total heading into this game, and the 2 interceptions keeps the Beavers alive in this one. But you pair that with the abysmal performance by Jabari Johnson at quarterback and his first start at the helm since he was in high school, and it certainly showed. 7-11, 7 yards. 7. That's all he had. That had to change in the second half, or does it? There's only 3 highlights you need to know from the second half. Let's start with the first. From the defense, third quarter, it's Eckhouse on the move. Takari Hickel in hot pursuit, relentless. Takes down Eckhouse. Cougars have to punt it on over, and now we fast forward to the fourth. Beavers still trailing. Anthony Hankerson at the goal line. The extra effort, past the sticks he goes. Hankerson wills the team on his back. An incredible second half performance by the senior running back, but Washington State with a chance with a minute left to tie it up. The kick is up. No good. Misses the upright by a hair. Jack Stevens had been nearly perfect all season long. His only miss from 50-plus yards out. Can't hit it from 32. A wild finish from Reser Stadium. Fitting in a Pac-12 battle between 2 rivals with years upon years of history. The final from Reser Stadium, 10-7 Oregon State. The Beavers, who trailed the Cougars for the majority of this game, find a way to pull out the win. 3 big reasons why. Anthony Hankerson at the top of the list. 134 yards on the ground and the game-sealing touchdown. He was the only offensive production for the Beavers all night long. And then give a huge kudos and credit to that Beaver defense. The 2 interceptions and 6 sacks by the defensive line. And there you have it. 2 straight wins for the Beavers, and life has officially returned to this program. So how is this team reacting after this latest win on the field and their first win against an FBS opponent this season? Let's take you over to the podium where interim head coach Rob Akey spoke with the local media about the grit it took to get this victory tonight.
Well, how y'all doing?
We're just going to let him start, and then we'll open up the questions, Coach, whenever you're ready.
Well, that was a hell of a lot of fun, and I think I said it before, but to see our guys smiling the way that they are right now was really, really cool, and to see them overcome adversity and fight themselves through it and find a way to finish. they took some steps and moved forward, and that was really, really cool. And I thought that was awesome. And I'm proud of them as can be. I'm proud of this coaching staff, the way they worked with these guys throughout making it happen. And I'll tell you, the other thing I thought was pretty cool was the Beaver Nation out there tonight. That was awesome. The folks we had here, they were wound up, and I think it was a big deal to them. And it was good to see them smile again too. And so, anyhow, that's what I had to say about that. I had a good time. And if y'all do this the right way, we can continue to have a good time. How's that?
Coach, in the second half there, you guys forced 5 consecutive 3-and-outs. Just what was kind of the message to those guys in the huddle, and what was it like seeing them really pull through with that performance?
Well, I was happy about that because we were doing it, we were making negative yardage plays. A lot of what was happening there. We did a better job of pressuring the quarterback throughout the course of the night tonight, and that was with a 4-man rush at times, and we did it in a different fashion that way. So I was really excited for those guys to start having some of that success and make those things happen. And I think we talked about this maybe a couple of days ago, maybe in this room. We haven't had enough sacks and hits on the quarterback, and we did a better job doing that tonight. So, that the growth that showed, and it was necessary. I mean, that was, you look at that, was 2 defenses fought their tails off out there tonight. Well, 2 football teams fought their tails off out there tonight. And but to answer your question, I was proud of those guys for what they did there, and they stepped up, and it was a good thing. We had one of those was was a scenario where they we kind of had ourselves backed up and pushed them out, even out of the opportunity to be able to be a field goal chance. So, that's some good stuff that you want your defense to be able to accomplish, to help your football team, to help your offense, to help everybody. So it was good parts, and looking forward to the next ones.
And when they missed that field goal there at the end of the game, that one hooks. What kind of goes through your brain?
It was awesome. I can't say anything more than that. What went through my brain the first was, all right, we don't have to worry about overtime right now. How we make sure we get out of here, we still have the ball in our hands. That's what you pay attention to at that point in time. But that was that was awesome. I think the pressure had to have helped that ball to me moved out of there, and our guys fought their tails off, and so that was cool. It was fun, and it's fun to win a rival game. It's fun to win a conference game. It's fun to be in first place in the conference.
Rob, did you put Malik in the game because Jabari got hurt, or were you going to insert him anyway?
Yeah, we had Jabari wasn't healthy, and Malik came in, and I thought did a hell of a job. And, and then kind of like we talked about, remember y'all asked me after the last game, what's going on with the quarterbacks? That quarterback room is doing a hell of a job, and they looked after each other tonight. And so that was cool, and, we'll find out what the status of Jabari is going to be as we move forward. But I'm proud of both those guys. I thought they did great.
Yeah, it's not often you can win a game with 187 yards total offense. Talk a little bit more about your defense and the job they did.
Well, the beautiful thing about that is you can have 187 yards, you can have 587 yards. You get no points for that. We had more points than they did, and that's what mattered. And our guys were fighting their tails off, and I'm not trying to be a smart. I apologize. Our guys fought their tails off, and I was proud of the defense. They were matching efforts, and their goal was to get the ball back to their offense so the offense could go make some things happen. I felt like we were really close on a couple of those drives that we could have made it continue to go, and but that's why they call it football. And if you got 2 defenses fighting the way that they were tonight, I'm sure they're saying probably the same thing over on the other side of the stadium right now too. But I thought the guys fought their butts off.
So once again, that was interim head coach Rob Akey addressing the local media following Oregon State's 10-7 win over Pac-12 rival Washington State. Certainly was the prettiest win for this Beaver football program, but any momentum heading in the positive direction, that's all you can really ask for this program as they move in the right direction towards the end of this season. So here's a look at the rest of the way for the Beavers moving forward. First, they'll take on Sam Houston next this coming Saturday for their final home game of the regular season. And then after that, they've got a date with Tulsa on the road. Kickoff time still to be determined. And then they hit their second bye week before finishing the season off against the team that they just faced and beat tonight in Washington State in Pullman with a 3:30 kickoff. The Beavers, though, have not won at Martin Stadium since 2013. Perhaps that will all finally come to an end this season. But let's move on to what's maybe been happening all across the country today. I've only got one word for all you folks watching. Chaos. That's the word. It happens every single season for a couple of weeks, and this just so happens to be one of those weeks when you think maybe, just maybe, the top 25 is going to be safe. Maybe there won't be as much shuffling across the top. You get a weekend like this one where a couple of teams just fall flat. starting with number 10 Miami. Make that 2 losses in a row in the last 3 weeks to unranked teams, first Louisville and now SMU. Miami's chances to making the college football playoffs may be all but dashed. And then number 22 Houston falls to now 3-6 West Virginia at home. College football, folks, what are you going to know? And what are you going to get? Well, if you're number 20 Texas, you get an upset over number 9 Vanderbilt in a shootout. Are the Longhorns finally turning things around? Just maybe. And then no surprise, of course, number 1 Ohio State dispatches Penn State 38-14. Close in the first half, not so close in the second half. Heading back over to the SEC, a near upset over number 5 Georgia, but the Bulldogs hang on to win their 5th straight over the Gators 24-20. And then up north in Maryland, a blowout by the number 2 Hoosiers 55-10 over the Terrapins. This one not even close from start to finish. Louisville recovers in the second half to take down Virginia Tech 28-16. Texas Tech does the same thing against Kansas State. A lot of slow first half starts this weekend, but the Red Raiders take care of business against the Wildcats. And finally over in Boston, number 12 Notre Dame survives against Boston College. The Eagles were within 2 late in the third quarter, but the Fighting Irish pull away late. Really curious to see how the AP rankings will shape up later on tomorrow. But coming up next, the alarms are ringing over in Ashland, Oregon. It's an upset alert as Southern Oregon football goes toe-to-toe with number 8 Carroll. Could the Raiders find a way to hang on? The answer when the college football game night returns.